Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana
She is an inspiration to all of us.
He's always smiling.
who go above and beyond,
He's done so many things for so many people.
He's inspirational.
making a difference,
He's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
and deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in
I
education.
love the people that I work with, and to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're going to have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards Podcast, sponsored by WGU.
Hey everyone, Hannah Mordeau here. May's Golden Apple Award winner is Ms. Kadrian Black. She's an IPS 4th grade reading and English teacher, and her classroom has a bee theme. The students love her bee theme, but also they just love her as a teacher. So the surprise, it went really fast, and we didn't get much of a chance to talk to Ms. Black. So I brought her back here on the podcast. Ms. Kadrian Black, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So your story aired yesterday. How are you feeling about it? What's going through your head?
It's really exciting. I'm not really big on a lot of attention, but I really do feel honored and appreciated by my staff and my students and my family, and then just the community. I shared some of the video and pictures on Facebook, and I have lots of, family and friends around me who love me and they support me and they are congratulating me, and it feels good. It feels good. I even had some people say that they were inspired to continue on a journey to be an educator, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I love hearing that. But I know IPS is out for the summer now.
Yeah.
But after we went there, were the kids excited at all, or did they understand even what was going on?
It was hilarious. So my students, they think I'm rich now. And they're like, oh, Miss Black, now you're going to be able to buy your dream home. They were looking up, golden apples online. And I think they found one that was $40 million. So they were like, oh, you can sell your apple and get $40 million. It was crazy. And I couldn't even walk into the cafeteria without all the students. They would start clapping and running up to me. So actually for the last few days of school, I didn't even go. I had to just send my students from the hallway because the third graders wouldn't stop.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, well, I love hearing all of that. I'm glad they had a good time with it, but you probably had to tell them, no, $2,000, not $40 million.
They keep wanting to chant, Team Miss Black. Team Miss Black, and I'm like, no, calm down.
It was fun though that they did that so organically on the day that we surprised you. Surprise! You came into the hallway. We almost didn't get into your classroom at all. But it was fun. We didn't get a lot of time though to talk to you, so I want to hear more about your education journey. Because you said you always wanted to be a teacher. Tell me about that.
Yeah, there's never really been anything else. I've played around with the idea of maybe becoming a singer or an actress because growing up, me and my sisters, we sang. And when I went to school, I was in the theater magnet, but nothing really drove me like the thought of being a teacher. So even as a kid, when I would be with my cousins, we had to play school. We had to play house, but of course we had to incorporate school, and I had to be the teacher, and I would hand write copies of worksheets. And I don't know, it's just something that I've always enjoyed, teaching and sharing what I know. And so I've never thought to just be anything else. Or I've never felt, motivated to become anything else but a teacher. And so as I was growing up, maybe in my teenage years, I did some work in childcare, and I love working with kids. So, it always has been what I wanted to do. So after high school, I went to Purdue for a year and IUPUI for 3 years, and I graduated with my elementary education bachelor's degree. And I took a few years off because I had started having children by that time, and they were so young, and I felt like going right into teaching would be kind of tricky. But once my oldest daughter was like going to school, my dad was like, "You need to use your degree and go and do this and do what you set out to do." So I went to William Penn School 49, and I started off as an assistant in the life skills room there. And they needed a teacher, and so we went through the process. And I started as a second grade teacher. I think that was 2017. So, and then yeah.
So you've been with IPS then your entire career?
Yes, and I grew up in IPS. I was a student, in IPS. So,
that's really special.
Yeah.
Your dad was at the Surprise, I believe. Can you tell me about how maybe his education career maybe played a part into you wanting to do this too?
My dad's always been like active with like children, older children and teens in the community. Like growing up, where we live, we had a basketball court in our backyard, and then teenagers from the neighborhood, they would come and play basketball. And he was always kind of like a coach / mentor to young children in the neighborhood, and even like my cousins. And so he's always been involved with children. He's been in the childcare field as an assistant director, and he's been working in IPS for years now as a behavioral adjustment facilitator. So he's always had that background of working with children and mentoring, coaching, and things like that. So maybe that played a little bit into it. I don't know.
I can see that. Well, since it's a career teaching that you envisioned since you were a child, now that you're doing it as an adult and as your career, is it what you thought it would be? Or is it better? Is it different? What's your take?
Well, it's interesting because all of the things as a kid, what I really liked was grading papers, like grading the worksheets that I made for my cousins. Now I'm like, oh, that's the worst thing. I don't like grading, at least any mundane grading. I do like grading writing because you really get to see the unique perspectives of the students. And there's so much originality and creativity in that. And it can be humorous sometimes too. So, and then, I came out of college like, oh, I'm going to teach third grade. I really, really love third grade. I like that age group. And then the first time I taught third grade, and I realized all of the state testing, and it also happened during the pandemic. And I was like, oh, this is so stressful. I'm like, I don't like third grade. But so like some of the things that I really, really looked forward to ended up being something I was like, oh, this is not my favorite part. But yeah, so my favorite part, as a kid, I wasn't thinking about how building relationships with students would be my favorite part of teaching. But that's my favorite part of teaching for sure, is building relationship with the students. And different from what I expected, but still super fulfilling.
Really interesting as we do these Golden Apples. Almost every teacher comes back to relationships with students and seeing them, no matter how young, as humans and people, and watching them grow. And that kind of is the biggest thing that helps keep them motivated. It seems like that is such a key to being a successful educator, to see students for who they are.
It's a very, very, very key element. It's a key when it comes to being able to leverage respect from your students and being able to have classroom management and with behaviors. If you have that relationship in place, then they know that you're giving them boundaries and limits and rules because you care and you want to keep them safe. If you don't have that relationship, they can be very defensive and, so relationship is key. Just overall, even when it comes to them being excited to learn. If you have a relationship with them and they see you get excited about something, it's like it just automatically makes them excited. So it motivates them to be, more open to learning. I don't know, and they're just funny, like they're innocent. So if they have, some crazy or foolish behaviors, it's easier to kind of tolerate that from children, than it is from adults. So it's really nice to relate to them yeah, build those relationships. That it really is key.
Fourth grade seems like a really fun age. And one of your students is actually your son. You have four kids. What is that like being a mom, teaching your own child? And then also, do you think being a mom has helped you as a teacher?
Teaching my own children is actually not something new. Because I taught my daughter in sixth grade last year. I did sixth grade math. I taught her. And then my oldest daughter, I taught her back in, it's like pre-K, like 4 or 5 when I was in childcare. But I'm kind of used to that now. I thought he would act out a bit more because he's really high energy. But when he comes to my classroom, he pretty much does what he's supposed to do. So I was happy about that. And then being a mother, has it helped me? Absolutely. Actually, being a teacher has helped me be a better mother.
Interesting.
Yes, because there are a lot of things that I take from the classroom and from, just having these experiences with all these different children. I don't have the same attachment to my students as I do my children because, it's just a little bit more personal. But with the dynamic of my relationship with my students, it just kind of, I don't know, it helps me navigate being a parent or just being an adult in my children's lives. I don't know how to explain it, but it helps me, like, for example, some of the systems that I use in my classroom, I can transfer over to my children and their discipline. I can make it a little more systematic. Hearing from students in the classroom and getting the perspectives of young people, obviously that helps me to understand my children more. So,
that's so interesting.
I've been working around children longer than I have been a mother. So I think that, my teaching experience definitely helps me with parenting.
On that same note, do you think that helps you then work with parents coming from both an educator standpoint and a mom?
Definitely. It helps me to be empathetic to parents, to be able to understand the different perspectives and see both sides. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a parent. So I also tutor. So hear the parents of the students that I tutor outside of IPS. Sometimes they'll tell me and they'll like complain about what the teachers are or are not doing. And I'm like getting that perspective. So yeah, all of it helps.
That's really interesting. We are in a time, and you talked about the pandemic and now post-pandemic, we really need teachers. We're having to have a lot of subs take on full classes because we don't have enough teachers. Honestly, we haven't had enough for the last few years. What do you think needs to be done to get more teachers? What do you hope can happen? What would you encourage people if they're looking to do the industry to do?
Well, that is a tough question. I don't really know how to fix that shortage or that. I don't know what's driving it. But I would say to inspire people who wanted to become teachers, I would just give them the advice to really just build relationships with the students and be coachable, because those are some keys to success in the classroom. And I think maybe one of the reasons there's like a quick teacher burnout or people don't want to go into the classroom is because maybe stories that they see and hear about student behavior, and then also just it's the demand coming from maybe like the district or the higher ups. Sometimes it can feel really overwhelming. So having the coachability to be able to navigate those problems, and then having the relationship with students to be able to manage a classroom, I feel like that would help with overall success in the classroom. And maybe teachers would want to, would embrace the career more.
It maybe feels like too that the first few years are probably really, really extra hard as you adjust to learning how to do it, but maybe it improves and you learn from others along the way.
Yeah, for sure. With teaching, experience is the best teacher, because there's no amount of, education like during my years of college, I learned so much, but during my first couple of years of teaching, I learned so much more.
Yeah.
So, and that it was that experience and the learning that I gained from those years that really helped prepare me to, be a teacher. So, yeah.
It feels a lot like it's a very different industry, but news is very similar. Sometimes you just got to be in it and do it to
Correct.
understand some of those things. You talked about being coachable. You took advice from someone about picking a theme for your room and your first day of teaching. So we really focused on the bees because the kids were so into it. But
Yeah.
give us the background story on that, if you will.
I mean, it's so, it seems so shallow. It's like, I'm just not very into like designing things. Like I'm not very
I'm not the same way.
creative with art. Yeah. So like I was like, what am I gonna do with this classroom? And a teacher from from William Penn, she was I was doing kindergarten at the time, and she was one of my team teachers, and she was like, you could do a bee theme. I was like, oh, okay. And yellow's my favorite color, so I like that. And so I just went with the bee theme, and because I wouldn't want to go out and have to buy all new things every year to decorate the classrooms. I just kept the collection of things from year to year. So the students, they really liked the theme, and they always ask me, it never fails every year. They're like, Miss Black, do you really like bees? And I'm like, no, I will. If I see a bee, I might run. So I'm like, no, I don't like bees. I was like, I like the bee theme though. So then, of course, over time, if you stick with it, like people will begin to give you gifts that are like bee themed and like collectibles and things that, okay, I'm definitely going to keep. So, I didn't know though that like my students were paying attention to all the little bee messages, like be you.
Yes.
Things like that. So I was surprised to hear my little student mention that in the video. I'm like, oh, she's inspired, but like they're paying attention. They like those things, and it actually means something to them. So I was happy to hear that.
I will tell you this. They did not tell any of these students that you won this award going into our interviews with them. So they were genuinely surprised by our conversation. But none of your nominations talked about bees at all. So the kids who I talked to first, and each one of them were like, she likes bees.
I tell them all the time, I'm like, no, I don't like bees. They just keep saying it. I was like, I don't like bees. I'm scared of bees. I'll run away from bees, but I don't know. They still want to stick with that idea that I love bees. So
it was really nice though to hear that they took on that messaging of the be you and believe in yourself. Yeah. Everything. So it was really, really sweet. And honestly, they were so genuinely happy for you when we told them about the award. So you can tell that they really, really are taking in what you're teaching them and care. And I'm sure it was special to hear from them too. Yeah.
And I said, I know in my last interview, I was like, I didn't know that my students appreciated me that way. I just meant particularly about like some of the things that they brought up that like, oh, I've never heard that was, touching to you. It mattered to you. But my students, they show me appreciation all the time. They really do. They make me all kinds of bee things. And then after that, just, they show me love and appreciation all the time. So.
Well, and you found unique ways to motivate them. They all talked about the class store and the bee bucks. What do you think of doing that?
My first year of teaching, when I was like, I was teaching second grade, and I was like going out spending all this money on my classroom, and the teachers around me were like, that's gonna die down. So over the years, you'll see. And funny enough, it did. But in second grade, I did the bee store because I don't know, that's something I would have really liked as a kid, to be able to like earn classroom currency and buy things from a store. I don't think I had never experienced that growing up. Yeah. But definitely something I would have wanted. So I did that with my second grade classroom. And now this classroom is a classroom that I looped with. So I had them in third grade, and then I had them in fourth grade. And then they went to some other teachers in fifth grade. And then they actually revisited me in sixth grade. So I was their sixth grade teacher. And one of them was like, Miss Black, can you do the honeybee store again? Can you bring back the bee bucks? And I'm like, okay, I'll do the bee bucks. I was thinking maybe they were like by that age, they're like too old to care about the store. But anyway, we did it last year. And it's funny, the items were a little different. They wanted like the hair accessories and things like that. But they really take to the store. So when I got back into fourth grade this year, I was like, okay, I have the books that I've printed out. Like I'm gonna do the store. They obviously love it. And yeah, so it's a big motivator. Yeah.
Well, I think about, she just ended kindergarten, but a kindergartner going into first grade, and she is very motivated by earning points. Mm-hmm. And then what can I do to get, and what kind of prize and whatnot. So it is a remarkable motivation. And I think it kind of helps students or kids stay on track with a goal. Yeah. And then also, frankly, like learn about money or learn about like give and take and currency. So it's honestly like win-win in so many situations.
Yes, it is.
And the kids loved it too. As you have gone through teaching over the years now, and you entered a new school this year, even though still with IPS, what's something that you're really learning as you go on that you want other people to know about?
I would say definitely be open to change, because, it's the only constant. And I started my teaching journey at William Penn. So I was there for 7 years straight. I had not been anywhere else or to any other schools to teach. And, everybody has like different, temperaments and react to change differently. So, of course, I had teachers around me who, like, for them, it seemed like it was such a, an upheaval of what they were used to. And I was just like, well, if people are reacting like this, what am I, in for? Am I going to go somewhere and really, really hate it there? And like, are there things I haven't experienced with principals and other than but I was open to it. It was closer to home here at Fairbanks. And I from day one, they embraced me. They showed appreciation. They showed support. They showed that they love me. I'm like, we don't even know each other. I just got here. Like the school for me, Fairbanks was just, I don't know. It was just a very welcoming experience from everybody there. So, I don't even know what to say about them. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but, definitely be open to change, because, whatever's changing, whatever, door you're walking into, you could be met with so much love and so much support and so many blessings. Mm-hmm. And it's not anything to be afraid of. Yeah.
Well, I think about you handling change. You've been a teacher through the pandemic, and then now back in the classroom, and then here in the future, as who knows, we tackle AI and all those things.
Yes.
It seems like it is an ever evolving career that you really do have to do that with. And I wonder too, as you being a mom, I'm sure that plays kind of a part too. And you kind of have to adapt as a parent and go with the flow and change and whatnot. So it seems like it all plays together for success for you.
Yes. Exactly. You can't always predict what's going to happen next, but you have to make the best of it. So.
Mm-hmm. I loved what you said in our interview of, be your best self and be a better you each day. It seems like that's something that you go into your day and career with. Is there anything else that you want to leave everybody with from your story or your journey, or that you want to say?
I'll talk further on that, because I think that's very important. Sometimes I feel like we get into this mindset of, being me or who I am. And, we have these core values and beliefs, that we want to cherish and we want to hold on to. So definitely, those are the things that you want to feel a constant with, so that you can always be in touch with self. But definitely being you, a part of being you, I feel like a part of you is the willingness to adapt and flex and change where it's needed and where it will serve you and where it will serve others in many instances too. So not to get too stuck in, who we are, because who we are is always evolving. The environment around us, the world around us is evolving. Everything else is changing and evolving. And we're no exception to that. So be you, but be a better you tomorrow than you are today.
I think that is a beautiful place to leave our conversation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well.
Congratulations, Ms. Black. Of course, she is our final Golden Apple Award winner for this school year, but we have a big grand finale special coming up on June 10th, 6:30 p.m. You're going to want to tune in then, and of course, we're going to crown a grand finale winner. They will get another $2,000. We are bringing all 9 teachers back into the Wish TV studio live for that special. It is on Tuesday, June 10th at 6:30 p.m. And you can continue to listen for those stories right here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards are sponsored by WGU. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.